What's up, Rorlin here. Today on 3D NerdStop, we're going to print out a new spool holder for our printer. Now some of you may be asking, why do we need a new spool holder for the printer? Well, one of the things I've noticed in the few prints that we've done is every once in a while, the spool will work its way around and do that. And when it does that, it doesn't spin as well sitting off to the side over here. So, because of that issue, we are going to print a new one that puts the spool on top of the printer. So that way we don't have to deal with it doing that in the middle of a print and possibly messing up a print. So that's why we're going to print a new one. Alright, here we are back in matter control. And first thing we're going to have to do is switch over to Thingiverse real quick and download our support. Now this is a Robo 3D spool holder, so this is what we want, so this is what we're going to download. Basically, as you can see in this image here, that it's going to put the spool on top of the printer. So that's what we're going to do. So let's download this thing. There we go, she's downloaded, and now we can switch over here and open her up. And there we go. There it is. Now, one of the things we're going to do on this print is, instead of having to print this twice, because we need one for each side of the spool, is we're actually going to add a second one to the build plate so it prints them both at once. Now, I'll admit, being new to 3D printing and being new to this software, it took me quite a while to find how to do this. Once I figured it out, it was very intuitive, and I felt silly because it took me so long. But down here it says Insert. If you click on Insert, then you can select the same model again and click Open, and there you go. It adds two to the build plate. You can add any two models you want to the build plate, or multiple models to the build plate that way. You can then arrange them. This will center them on the build plate and space them out properly so the printer doesn't have an issue printing them. Then all you have to do is save it. Okay, after you save it, we can switch over to our layer view and generate it. Alright, here we go. The view layers have generated. We can see our model here. This is the first layer of it. If we want to, we can scroll up through all the layers of it, so we can see how it's going to build it. This print is going to take approximately 5 hours and 20 minutes. Filament length is it'll be a little over 22,000 millimeters. The filament volume is almost 54 cubic millimeters. And the estimated length is 66.72 grams. We're going to do this at standard quality in PLA, and the standard quality is 0.2 millimeters a layer with 25% infill. We're not going to do any skirts or rafts on this one. Well, we're going to do a skirt, but we're not going to do a raft. We're not doing any support material. So, let's get the printer heated up and get it printing. so let's install our new spool holder. So we'll just take these and you just slide them down in the slot and you just twist and slide it down and then slide on the other side and just give it a little twist, and there we go. Now, these are a little floppier than I expected them to be. So we'll take our spool from back here and we'll set it up there. And there we go. We have our new spool holder on top of our printer. Yep, let's get our filament here a little straightened out. There we go. Put that back up on top. That seems awful flimsy. As you can see, it doesn't want to stay put. Wow, I don't like that at all. Tell you what, let's make a top piece to go across it. That way it holds the spool up and we don't have to worry about all this stuff flopping around, because that just doesn't seem to do what I thought it would do. Well, that's okay. That's why we have a 3D printer. Let's print another part. Okay. So I went through Thingiverse and, well, I didn't see anybody make a topper or a bridge to go across the top of these, so I figured I'd sketch one up real quick myself and make my own. So I went into Fusion 360 and I generated a quick sketch here, as you can see. With this sketch, I can extrude this and make my model. So then I extruded the main plate, which gives me this, and then I can extrude the sides all the way up. Then I just moved it down so the sketch was now on top of it, and then used the sketch again to extrude the end of it. Then once I had that done, now I have a complete model of what I'm going to make. So in Fusion 360 you have the ability to then send it to a 3D printer or make from a 3D printer. Excuse me. So here we have it. This is the different settings to it. You select your model, and now it's going to let me send this or create an STL file for it. So I'm going to click OK, and it'll take it a second here, and it'll generate then it opens it up here in Autodesk Print Studio. Now the Autodesk Print Studio is kind of nice. I mean, if you had the right printer, you could probably use it to print with, but it doesn't, or at least I haven't been able to figure out how to get it set up for the Robo, so I can't use it for that. But one of the nice things it does is you can bring any model you want into it here, and then you can tell it to repair, and it'll look and see if there's any issues with the model to make it unprintable. And if you want to, you can add support material to it. You can add support, and it'll auto-generate support. And even if you want to, you can actually do manual support and tell it where you want the supports to be. So as we can see here, I told it to do auto support. And for fun on this print, I'm gonna let it. We're gonna use its support. Normally I wouldn't. Normally I would use whatever slicer I'm doing, but just for fun this time, I'm gonna use the support that comes out of here. So all I have to do now is go to File and Save, or File and Export as STL. Tell it where I want to save it. And we'll go ahead and save it in here in the same place we got it from, where we did the rest of the spool holder. And then we would just save. Alright, and then after we've done that, we can close that down. We can keep this sketch if we want to. We can save it. I already saved this sketch once, and it's asking me what version description I want to give this say, so we'll just say this is version 2 and save it. Okay, so we can now take that out of the way. Now if we want to, we can open it up here in Matter Control, and when we open it, as you can see, it opened it up with all the support material designed the way it has. So we can do generate our view, generate all of our layers out real quick. We're going to print this with the same settings we did the rest of it, with medium quality and PLA, standard layered height, We're going to do the standard 25% infill. We're not going to add any rafter support material. It already has support material in the design, so we're not going to add our own support material. Okay, and it's almost done generating here. There we go. So if we want to, we can go through all the layers and see how it's going to build it. And as we can see, it says it's going to take 4 hours and 35 minutes. A little over 10,000 millimeters of material, which is a filament volume of 24.67 cubic millimeters with an estimated weight of 30.70 grams. So as we can see there, that's how it says it's going to print. So we're going to warm the printer up and get it sent to the printer and get her printed. Okay, as we can see, we got our topper printed. It came out pretty good. As you can see up in here, this is where their support material was. As you can see, it didn't really do a good job. It left a lot of stringing up in here. But for what we're going to use this for, that should be just fine. The rest of it seemed to come out pretty nice, as you can see. So what we're going to do now is we'll take our filament from back here and bring it up here. We'll take this and put it through here and open up our, open this up here. They're all the way open up, and there we go. Take a look at that. Now we've got a spool holder on top of the printer ready to go. The spool looks like it'll stay in place pretty well. We'll see how it does on another print. And there we go. So we have a new spool holder. Thank y'all for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, have a great day. What's up? Rorlin here. Today on 3D NerdStop, we're gonna sprint out. We're gonna sprint out. Yeah, we're not gonna sprint it out. We're gonna print it out. We ain't gonna sprint it out. We could try.